Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Shira and welcome back to another video. So I decided that I wanted to do more more commentary type videos. That's something I'm really good at, like giving my opinions on stuff. So that's what we're doing today. Disney has come out with a new movie and the name of the movie is Secret Society of Second Born Royals. Now y'all, I wasn't expecting Disney to snap like this. Disney ate. This movie was not what I expected. It gave me more than what I asked for. It was giving me very much Sky High / Spy Kids meets Princess Protection Program. Descendants could never. Oh, they're not really in the same realm, but they kind of are. Descendants could never. This movie, ooh. They had Niles Fitch in there. But can we just stop and applaud him for being the first live action Black Prince? Yes sir, Mr. Niles Fitch, you did that. You did that. We're representing the Black community as a whole on Disney. He did that. Yes sir, he did that. He did that. I just finished watching the movie, so it's like fresh in my mind, and I took some notes while I was watching the movie, and I thought I'd just come and like give you my opinions, things I liked about it, things I didn't like, you know. And then yeah, if you like this video and you want more commentary videos, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what other movies you want to see me react to, let me know other topics you want me to talk about, and follow my socials, my Instagram, add me on Snap if you want, add my Pinterest, I'll link my TikTok, you don't have to follow, actually I don't care what you do. But let's get into this. I'm actually excited to talk about this movie, as you could tell. So if you don't know what Secret Society of Second Born Royals is, it's basically a new movie that Disney just released today in 2020 about this princess. She is the second born. She's not your average princess. She doesn't like being called a princess. She's the rebel child, you know? Typical. We saw it coming. And basically she learns that she has superpowers. Her superpowers, like in her case, her superpowers are heightened senses. She can smell really well, she can see really well, she can hear really well, like heightened, like lab rats type thing, you know. She learns that second born royals have this gene. They have this gene where they gain these superpowers, and then they use these superpowers as a part of a society that saves royalty, that saves the world. It's like Casey Undercover type. And like, you know, Princess Protection Program, the girl's dad, like, is like that type of thing. I thought we should get into characters first. First character is Sam, main character, the rebellious teen. She's spunky. She's against monarchy. She feels like people should be their own people. They shouldn't have to follow orders, like rules and stuff like that. And I respect the girl. I respect what she believes in. She feels like she's constantly being compared to her sister, who's like this perfect, polished princess. Everybody wants her, everybody wants to be her, you know, that typical Disney sister relationship type thing. We learned that her dad died in a tragic plane crash, or so we thought, but we'll get into that later. Her mom took over ruling as the independent queen she is. Her mom, Catherine is a queen. That's why she took over as queen. She did what she had to do. Beautiful. Round of applause for Catherine. So the next character we want to get into is January. First of all, who names their child January? So what's her brother's name? December? Because she said her her twin brother is a minute older than her. Do you think she was born on New Year's? Imagine. Wait. Imagine though. But basically, January is one of the 5 kids that were chosen to be a part of the training program for the second born, the Secret Society of Second Born. Second born royalty. Royals. I thought she was a normal girl, but she wasn't. She was all a part of this huge master plan. In my like honest opinion, January is the most powerful one there. Like being able to mimic, to take away people's powers for an amount of time and then use those powers for yourself, you're powerful. Like, you can do anything. Like, that kind of superpower is unbeatable. Unbeatable. She can beat anyone, which was dangerous. And we gave the power to the wrong person. I don't know how that whole thing works. Well, we should have skipped her. And yeah, she was my favorite character, even though she was the bad guy. I just really love those people where they surprise you. They were supposed to be nice. She was supposed to have her back, but she didn't. And you had Rexana. She was the blonde beauty, you know, social, like basically Emma Ross. If Emma Ross was a royal with a British accent. And her power was invisibility. She learned that sometimes it's okay to not be in front of a camera and not be seen by everybody. And then you have Niles, Mr. Prince Charming, Mr. Suave. His power was basically that anything he says goes. If he tells someone to do something, they automatically follow it. He can control people like that, which I think is like the second most powerful, if you think about it. Like, he can do whatever he wants with that. Like, he can get a lot. Like, wow. And then you have baby Mateo. I love Mateo. He is so adorable, and I think his character was just the cutest. So underrated. Wow. His power is he can control bugs. And at first, I'm like, that's kind of weird. If you think about it, it's really weird. Like, you have girl with heightened senses, you have invisibility, you have being able to take people's powers and use them for yourself, and then you have controlling people, and he just controls bugs. But it worked out in the end, because if Mateo wasn't there, they would have not won the day. They would have not saved the coronation. Mateo is an essential part of that group, because if he wasn't there to send that bee to Sam and warn Sam and tell her about what's going on, they would have all been dead. Toast. Finito. Finish. Some other characters. Mike, Sam's best friend. Love him. I feel like he could have been a bit more understanding, but I get where he was coming from, because especially with the way his dad put it into perspective to him, he was like, oh, like, I've worked with royals my whole life. I just don't want you to get hurt because she might forget you and leave you behind. Sir, so who hurt you? Did you have a thing for Catherine or something? Speaking of Catherine, Catherine is Sam's mom. She took over as queen when the king died. And yeah, she also runs the secret society of second born royals. She runs the whole program because she's a second born. And then you have the dad, who was the king. He was killed by his brother Edmund, who was Sam's favorite uncle. He was a second born. He caused that. I don't know if he actually died by a plane crash, but I think he did. He caused that plane crash because his telekinesis is powerful. Like, he's like strong. Like, think Chase, but times 100. That's how strong he is. And by Chase, I mean Chase from Lab Rats. I'm gonna be making a lot of references to other movies because I think the way like Disney put together this script, put together this whole plot, it really took aspects from different movies and shows that have aired on Disney in the past. And then you have Eleanor, the sister. I already told you about Eleanor. And then I'm just popping in here, and I just wanted to say that one thing I didn't mention about Eleanor is that the only reason why she decided to become that perfect princess and like follow all the rules is just so that her sister Sam could have the chance to be a normal kid, to be free and to be whoever she wanted to be and not have to follow the stigma or follow the routine that was already set for her. And I think that is so important to remember, that although we see her as some type of antagonist, she really isn't. Then you have James, who is the teacher. His power is that he can... I don't even know what he does. He splits into multiple people. I don't know what that's called, but he does it. And yeah, that's all the characters. Now back into the whole setting. I really loved everything about it. Very much rich European style. It was just everything. The scenery, that statue with the holding the gold crown, like, was beautiful. The countdown to the coronation, like, I love that. The palace was amazing. I just loved everything about the scenery. The garden, though, the garden with the shed, that shed scene was adorable but cliche. I feel like it could have been played out just a little bit more. Maybe he was like, no, I don't believe you. But then again, they're so close that he has to believe her, because why would she lie to him? Yeah. Oh, let's get into production. The cinematography of this film, astronomical. It gave me very much Avengers. I say very much a lot. Deal with it. Very much Avengers. Very much the Avengers fight scene. I read online, someone said that it was like an X-Men type thing. I know, I can see what you mean. Like, I loved it. The cinematography, the camera work, amazing. The animations, the bug animations, like the butterfly scene where she's like flying down, where she like jumps off the roof and she's flying down with those pink butterflies like floating her down gently, and then the butterflies who are controlled by who? Mateo, exactly. And she was brought down gently just to run again like the queen she is, because she ran away from her evil uncle. Beautiful. I love that scene. That was one of my favorites. Like, I just think the production of it was so well put. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's just, I want to know how much it cost to make this movie, because it must have cost a lot, because this movie is amazing and I really recommend you watch it. And then now into my personal opinions, things I took from it. I'm living for the diversity of this cast. Where I love that the royal family is Asian. You know, you think that in a Disney movie they put the royal family as another like generic white family like they always do, but no, they said we're switching it up this time and they put Asians there, and I'm so happy that they did. And yeah, that was just beautiful to see. And like I said before, Niles Fitch, Niles Fitch, Niles Fitch, first ever live action Black Prince, y'all. First ever live action Black Prince. Historical moment. It's really a historical moment, you know, seeing this kind of progress being made in the film industry, especially with Disney. Like, obviously there's so much more to do, but it's little things like this, like little things like the family being Asian, the royal family being Asian, little things like him being the first Black Prince there, like little things like that just makes the story so much more meaningful, especially to kids of color. Like, seeing people that look like them on the screen, like, that's amazing. And the fact that he's a dark-skinned Black man too, because you know we need that dark skin representation, and we got that. And I hope Disney continues to go more down this path of having more dark skin characters and more dark skin actors, more actors of color, you know, like, because I'm living for it. I like where it's going. I really like where it's going. Like I said before, it gave me very much Spy Kids, Guy High vibes, low-key Casey Undercover type beat, Lab Rats type thing, you know, maybe a little bit of Mighty Men in there. Like, think about every princess slash spy slash superhero related Disney thing all packed in together, mixed together in one bowl, and then given to like a plot making dog and then spat out. That's what this movie is. Oh, that was a really bad analogy, and you probably didn't follow that, but if you did, you get it. One scene that I really liked was the argument in the beginning between Sam and Rexona. Obviously, like, they made amends later and they became friends, but that scene was really like, wow. So basically in the scene, Rexona is on live and she's like, oh, I went to Haiti, blah blah blah, they had a mudslide there, I went so I could help the less fortunate. And then she ends the live, and then Sam is like, it wasn't a mudslide, it was a 7.0 earthquake with a hurricane. And then The Rexana was like, it doesn't matter what happened to the kids in Haitian. All that matters is that I was there to do something about it. And then I was like, that had me like, I don't know whether to say that she's good for helping or. And then Sam was like, okay, so what did you do? And she said, I built an orphanage. And I'm like, hold on. In my head, I'm going, they had a hurricane and an earthquake, and you went to build an orphanage? Like, I get they need orphanages, but think about it. That doesn't make sense. And the whole Sam calling Rexana thing really like ties into things going on right now. People have been like, the amount of people that are using performative activism is skyrocketing. Like, so many people think that just because they post about things like Black Lives Matter or like stop like mistreating immigrants, that one post on Instagram, people think that when they post that one post on Instagram that they have done something, they have made a change. That, oh, because I built an orphanage, when I built one orphanage, and she didn't even build it, she went to oversee it, she didn't get her hands dirty. So it's like, it really shows how some people are so shallow and they don't really care. They're just doing it as a front so that people would see them a certain way. And I thought they like, Disney really hit the nail on that one. Like, they like, that was good. I love the way it was executed. This is such a stereotypical plot. Like, this is a plot that so many people have tried to do. I feel like, not tried to do, but it's a plot that is so like sort of universal. Like, the whole being like the shadow, the second born shadow, always being compared, but then trying to find a way to come out on top. That kind of thing has always been around. And I feel like this movie really executed well. You know those movies where you watch and you're like, wow, they're so good. I want to be in a movie like that. I want to be an actor. You know those movies you watch as a kid? This was that movie for me. This movie made me think, wow, I really want to be an actor. I want to be in a movie like this. Like, this was the movie for me. Let's talk about the parallel between Sam and her uncle. Sam begs her mother to take her to see her uncle while he's in the jail after he's been detained for the second time. She asks, why did you kill my father? And he says that he wanted to get rid of, he was against the monarchy, just like Sam was. He didn't want people to live under the rule of one person. He wanted people to be free, just like Sam did. But the thing is, I love the parallel between the two, because although they wanted the same thing, they went about it differently. She wasn't willing to take a life just so she could get what she wanted, but he was. I just thought that was really cool that they made that connection between the two. It kind of shows Sam that this is who you could become if you don't be careful. And I thought that was just really cool. That just really stood out to me. I hope they make a sequel. This movie deserves a sequel because January is still out there. January still needs to get caught, and I'm willing to pay to see that. I really am willing to pay. 10 out of 10, totally recommend. Like, you know, my standards have been pretty low for movies from Disney, and like movies and projects from Disney. Not low, but I don't know, like they've kind of gone downhill. Although this wasn't a Disney Channel original movie, it's still under the same like age group umbrella, so I was like kind of scared about how they were gonna go about it, but they did what they had to do and it was amazing. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you agreed with anything I said, please comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys thought about the movie. And if you haven't seen the movie, I'm sorry if I spoiled it for you, but I totally recommend that you go see it for yourself, because this movie is definitely one for the books, in my opinion. You obviously don't have to agree with me. I'm not expecting you to. Please like and subscribe, help my channel grow. Let me know what other commentary videos you want me to make. But if you want to know what's coming in the future, I'm planning on making a video on Jessie. I'm also planning on doing more, I want to do like album review reactions type things. So let me know some albums that you want me to react to, some songs you want to react to. I'm also gonna be uploading a reaction video to the Holy video by Justin Bieber. That's coming like real soon, so stay tuned for that one, because that one and the Jessie one are coming soon. So yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed, and stay lovely. I'll see you later. Mwah.
Da, 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 da.